What happens when a man who served his country with honor is forced to bow his head before a teenager's cruelty? At Lincoln High, Marcus Hill was only seen as the black gatekeeper, until a racist student dragged him into the spotlight. Keys hit the ground, laughter filled the air, and silence turned into humiliation. But behind those quiet eyes lived a truth that no one expected. And when it surfaced, the balance of power shattered. The courtyard doors swung open. The school courtyard froze when Ethan Cole's laughter cut through the air. "You're just the gatekeeper. Don't look at me, slave." The words sliced sharper than broken glass. Marcus Hill, the black man in his 40s who worked quietly at the front gate, stood motionless. His hand twitched, but his face remained calm. Students whispered, some stifled laughter, others turned away in discomfort. Then Ethan yanked the heavy keyring from Marcus's belt and tossed it to the ground. The metallic clatter echoed against the concrete. Marcus knelt to pick them up, his broad shoulders hunched, the humiliation complete. The crowd held its breath. For years Marcus had been invisible. The man who checked passes, who opened doors, who everyone assumed had no story worth knowing. But today, Ethan wanted an audience. "Pick it up faster," the teen barked, his tone smug. The circle of students tightened. Some pulled out phones, hungry to capture a viral moment. Marcus's eyes flicked down at the scattered keys, then up at Ethan. His jaw set, but he said nothing. The silence weighed heavier than words. In the principal's office hours later, Marcus faced suspension. "We cannot tolerate confrontations," the administrator said coolly. Ethan sat across the room smirking, his father's influence wrapped around him like armor. The unfairness seared. Marcus's son, Daniel, a student at the same school, watched his father leave with lowered eyes, shame burning in his chest. 2 days later, the hallway erupted again. Ethan cornered Daniel near the lockers. "Like father, like son. Nothing but trash," he sneered, shoving Daniel's shoulder. Students laughed. Marcus had returned to collect paperwork, and he saw everything. He stepped forward. "Enough." His voice was calm but carried the weight of command. Ethan spun around. "What are you going to do, old man? Call security?" "That's you." The taunt was vicious, but Marcus didn't flinch. He locked eyes with Ethan, and for the first time the boy faltered. The air shifted. Marcus's voice was low, steady, military sharp. "Step back." The hallway went silent. No one moved. The next morning, a video surfaced. A student had filmed Ethan throwing the keys, the cruel words, the shove against Daniel. It spread through the school like wildfire. Local media picked it up. Parents demanded answers. The administration could no longer hide behind silence. Ethan's father arrived in a storm of outrage, but the evidence was undeniable. The polished image of his son cracked. And then another truth surfaced. A veteran teacher revealed Marcus had once served in the army, decorated for logistics missions that saved dozens of lives overseas. The gatekeeper wasn't just a man with keys. He was a man who carried a past filled with courage. At a school assembly, the principal's voice shook as he announced Ethan's suspension. Then he turned to Marcus. "Mr. Hill, on behalf of this school, we apologize." Students stood, some clapping, others ashamed for their silence days earlier. Daniel looked at his father with pride, eyes glistening. Marcus remained still, not gloating, not triumphant, simply steady. He had shown what dignity looked like under fire. Later that evening, as he locked the gate for the last time that day, Daniel whispered, "Dad, they finally see you." Marcus rested a hand on his son's shoulder. "What matters is you always did." Thank you for watching, share your thoughts below and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that reveal the truth behind the uniform.